processing all these carrots. So right now what I'm going to do is just cut off the greens here, leave about 1 inch on, and these will actually keep for a couple days. I think I am going to process them. I'm going to freeze some because we canned a lot of them already. We probably canned 12 jars. And you know what, I might dry some of this. Carrot greens tops are very healthy for you. I put some in the dehydrator. But a lot of these I'm going to wash. I will peel them. That way we have them whenever we want them. Look at that one. We had so many rocks in our garden in the soil that the carrots just grew right on the rocks. And they didn't thin on this. As you saw if you watched the video. See how they just grow together like that? So I'm just going to keep cutting these and then we'll move on to the next thing. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the carrots with the beets. You just want to chop off the top. And when we boil them, they don't bleed as bad all over. Now you can just wash these. Just gonna keep at it. And this is the last of our beet harvests. We probably did 3 harvests already. I think there's like 4 more beets in the ground yet. This is the bulk here, the last of it. It's a real light rinse. And a lot of these carrots are actually going to our church group. We are having a Thanksgiving in August luncheon for about 15 people, so this will be perfect. I love raw carrots with dip in the summer with other veggies, raw veggies. But I had all my teeth pulled last summer. I have dentures put in. Unfortunately, these choppers do not bite into a carrot anymore. Anything hard. I can barely get through like a cucumber. Tomatoes are even hard just because of the skin. Apples, I can cut it into little pieces. I certainly can't bite into one, but if I have little pieces, I can bite into it. I've had to change my diet somewhat because of my teeth. But honestly, I haven't lost weight and I haven't gained weight. Pretty consistent on what I eat every day. Not consistent as I eat the same thing every day, but I kind of in the back of my mind always watch my calories. You know, I'm not a big sweet person. I like the ice cream every now and then. I don't like it every night. Potato chips, I like every now and then. Gotta have dip though. You know, a boring chip, plain chip is just like, ugh. So every now and then, maybe I like to have a bag of Fritos or Doritos, something with flavor. I do like dill dip, so I will eat that on all different things. And actually, I am making some dill dip from the dill from our garden. I think you saw me make some of that in a different episode. This is one of those crazy carrots here that grew around a rock. Kind of looks like a lady's leg, doesn't it? Or a chicken leg. Anyway, I'm going to continue on doing this. Got about 25 more carrots to go. And then I will chop them. Well, I'll give them one more rinse just to get the dirt off. Chop the ends off. Put them in a pot of water. Just for a little bit, because some are going in the freezer in a Ziploc bag or a vacuum bag, and the rest is going to, like I said, I have a church event going on this Wednesday, and we said we'd bring vegetables from our garden as an option. Somebody's making a turkey. In July, we had Christmas in July party. This is August now, so we're doing Thanksgiving in August. Just a little get-together, a little Bible study. Just kind of hanging out with the peeps, you know, so it's nice to have that bond. Pretty much everybody is my age, too. So a lot of similar, look at that carrot. Alright, we're just going to keep at it, but these are amazing carrots that we grew in our garden. Love it. Last year I didn't plant as many, and we only canned maybe about, I don't know, what did we end up with, 7 jars maybe, and it just wasn't enough. I was like craving carrots. It's nice to have all this stuff at home when you want to just make a meal and you got it all right here. You don't even have to go to the store. So, in the long run, it saves money. Yes, canning is expensive at first because you got to buy all the canning jars, the pots and the pans. And by that I mean, you know, like the water bath stuff or pressure canner. It's an investment, but it's something that you'll have for the rest of your life. And I never knew how to can. I learned about 5 years ago when I moved back to Wisconsin, Florida. I'm like, if we're here, and I know somebody that's got land, my son, aka, had a whole bunch of land that was just sitting there doing nothing. I'm like, let's make a garden. So, my husband's 71 this year, and he's a go-getter. He loves to be out in the garden. He loves the heat. I don't like the heat. You know, if it would be 65 degrees all summer long, I could be out in the garden, but can't take the heat. And we left Florida, one of the reasons, because summer is just too hot. It's kind of like being in the Northwoods in winter. You can't go out of the house in winter. That's what Florida's like in summer. Just can't go out of the house unless you're going to the swimming pool or the beach. Otherwise, it's indoors and keep working. Alright, I still have a lot to do, and I'm just going to continue on. I'll catch up with you in a second. Another good reason when you cut off the stems here is to keep this much. They make a great handle when you're peeling. You just hang on to it right here and go a lot further than you would if you didn't have that on. You'd be sliding and a slipping, a wigging and a wagging. So now if I had chickens, I would give all this scrap to the chickens, but I don't. I live in an apartment. So I actually have woods right behind me, and I know there's deer and raccoon and possum. I am just going to go dump this out in the woods and let Mother Nature take its course. I will be right back. Alright, while I was cutting those carrots up, I put my basil, I'm drying it so I can crush it up and use it for spices. Not quite ready yet, it's got to be really crispy, so I'm going to put it in another 10 minutes. So I got all my carrots here. I'm going to start chopping them. Got my pot here, and I'm going to put water in it quick and get it on the stove. I do have to look up how long I have to blanch it. So I think it's 2 to 3 minutes. I just want to make sure. 2 to 3 minutes blanching, dry them off, and then they go in the freezer. Alright, let's get a good one here. Sorry, my space is cramped. I live in an apartment and I got tiny, tiny counter space, so we will make it work. So what's your favorite vegetable? If you had a garden, what 5 things would you want to grow for sure? Mine would be carrots, beets, onions. We eat onions on everything. Everything. I feel like that would be my go-to. I like green beans. We didn't grow any this year. We tried. They just didn't work. But green beans are good too. I hope you can hear me. I have to get the microphone yet. I haven't done that. I shall try not to if I don't have to. Why spend the money on it? But my husband, he's a cucumber man. He loves pickles. Anything pickles. Dill pickles, relish pickles, refrigerator pickles. And I'll eat a pickle every now and then, but not like he does. He loves them. So. Oh, and I like potatoes too. It's really rather nice growing your own potatoes. They are way underground. You do have to dig them out, but they are worth it. I planted baby reds and Yukon gold. If we do this next year, which we're thinking about really scaling back, because having a garden is a lot of work and time consuming, and we retired. Well, my husband's been retired for a while, but I retired at 62, collecting unemployment. By the way, that's the thing to do. Don't wait till you're 67. Everybody thinks, oh, I'll have a bigger paycheck when I'm 67, but the reality is, yeah, you gotta wait that long, if you live that long, and how long are you gonna live after that to enjoy it? You know, if you take it at 62, figure that money 5 years longer than you would if you got it at 67. And 67 for me is the minimum age they want you to take it out. I mean, a lot of people work till they're 70, 71. Now, granted, having a 2-income household helps, because me and my husband both collected, so, you know, with prices these days, rent skyrocketing, or mortgages, whatever you have, you need a dual income for sure. I mean, you cannot live on $1,500 a month if you live by yourself and you pay your rent, and you have to have food and electricity and whatnot, but you know, it can be done. And I still am in my 401k, and it's drawing good money, so that's always a plus. You know, if I end up taking out $10,000 one year, say for instance like my teeth, I've already made up the $10,000 in that year, so I'm back to where I was. So, you know, think about all your options. Don't don't wait forever. Tomorrow, or don't wait for tomorrow, I should say. Tomorrow may not be there. So, this is how many carrots I have so far. This is a 2-cup bowl. So I think, should I just freeze this stuff and the rest will go to my church party? I think so. So I'm gonna get these going on the oven and keep chopping here. So those I'm gonna save for something else. These are blanched for 3 minutes. Rinsing them with cold water. Gonna let them cool down. We'll dry them and then put them in the vacuum seal bags, and that's a couple of meals right there for us.